Hey guys, and welcome back to our channel. Hope you have been doing well. In the first part of this video, we had the discussion where I spoke about September personality types and how it plays a factor in the decisions of the Smiths, specifically Jada and Will, respectively. I also discussed Jada and Will individually, and in this video, I will follow up and I will talk about August Alsina and the ties that bind. Jada, August, Will Smith. Dun 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 dun. Anyway, on to the video. Okay, so let's look at the monkey in the middle of it all, August Alsina, who happens to be the youngest of the trio. Oh, Dito. Oh, the baby. So what we know is that August was born September 3rd, and like Jada, is a Virgo. This alone, off the cuff, makes for commonality between these two. So it gives them something to work off of to begin with because they're both Virgos and they're both born in September. Now let's track back a little bit to Jada, who I uncovered shares an energy with someone who is like in their mid-40s, which is a time of making hard decisions and reassessing things in their life. Well, for Alsina, whose day of September 3rd, there lies a similarity in that those born on this day are drawn to re-evaluation, where they like to reevaluate life as it is, thus giving importance to things that truly matter. And this alone probably could play a factor in why he no longer deals with Jada. He probably sat there, made a reevaluation about things, and probably was like, nah, this doesn't work for me. But Jada said it never happened, so who knows and who cares, right? The energy of September 3rd created a space where the expressing of emotions is not allowed, and this is a place of much difficulty for those born on this day, which is probably why it would make sense that he's a singer. Most singers like to spill all their truths and emotions into their music, so that's probably what he does through his songs. He has a lot of questionable lyrics that makes you really think. But for September 3rd, instead, what they do is embrace a persona that is very grounded and guarded. And it's this type of vulnerability that keep people either truly intrigued or resistant. Enter Jada. So Jada, as described, is a natural nurturer who would make it easy for Alsina. She would have an easy time penetrating this guardship that he's put up, and to some level she would be able to show Alsina a level of trust that would be necessary for someone with a personality type like his. So that would allow Alsina to subsequently drop his walls and put his guard down, and the rest is history. And it's in this guardship that it's quite important here, as people are not sold on the idea of sharing, especially personal experiences, which is probably why Alsina has been able to keep this on the hush hush for so long. Like, they're always on guard. They're very private people. And I'm sure others, like family members and friends, were in the dark as well, because these people, they don't ask for help, and they just prefer to go along and deal with things on their own. So I'm sure while Alsina was sitting in his private space and with his private dealings, that's where he and others born on this day find themselves to be true believers of doing what is right, which is probably why he took it upon himself, the good old young strapping man he is, to go off and ask Big Willie for his permission. I need your permission, Mr. Willie. And because those born on this day are highly confident, I am sure Alsina was not unsure about the outcome of Will's decision, as they are extremely confident, which to points of bravado almost. But deep down, they just want love. And it's a shame that this couple played on the emotional strings of young Alsina. But anyway, in Alsina's case, based on his day of birth, he has a longing for love in the sense of having someone that he can open up to. So more so the love and trust of like a friend as opposed to the love of a lover. So that would mean that a situationship between him and Jada, you know, quasi intimate, but not truly intimate. It's just like, I don't want you to be my girlfriend, but I like the vibe we got going. I mean, in fact, sexual expression does not involve deep feelings for September 3rd personalities, as they are more so into the taste of the unusual when it comes to intimate interludes, i.e. an affair. That's a very unusual situation, right? So it sounds as if Jada was able to tap into that need that he may have expressed and was able to take advantage of August, thus giving the illusion that she was giving him what he wanted and, well, getting what she wanted in return. Now, how does this all tie into each of them? How can they possibly have contributed to making this work? Well, let's first look at Will and Jada. Jada, September 18th. Will, September 25th. Relationship-wise, these two will find it best while at work. And they are at their worst, ding, 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 at love. That's right, they are worse at love. But together, this combo is in search of peaceful, harmonious surroundings. And though harmony may not always be achieved between these two, they can create beauty of form. This couple promotes high standards with a very critical thinking energy. So everything is well thought out and critiqued to a T between these two. However, despite any personal conflicts, when their high standards mesh, they create a sort of magic, or a threesome in their situation, whichever one. So it could be said that collectively they both wanted, for instance, a stable family home, but outside of the home, well, that just stays outside. Agree? Okay. So if there is no mutual respect here in this relationship, of course, there would create a divide, which would drive them apart. And it is said, based on some insiders, that once upon a time, Will wanted to divorce Jada. But I guess things flipped somewhere along in the matrix somewhere, and they were able to get on the same page and have been ever since. Ironically, procrastination holds this relationship together, as Jada's energy is very confident as a Virgo, while Will's Libra is quite indecisive. So eventually Virgo gets what they want, and in this situation, as Libra will eventually break or just settle on a decision because they just can't decide. But procrastination is a downfall for them as well, as both Libra and Virgo approach life very differently, making love affairs and friendships difficult, as it may take some time for the two of them to get on the same page. So based on this information, it'll be quite interesting to see how this pans out. But as I said before, they are best at work, which means they may be able to make their marriage work. After all, marriage is work, and a lot of people who are married would agree with that statement. And if these two ground their abilities and visions, they can make for a solid foundation. And it looks as if they have. So what about Jada and August? So Jada, September 18th, and August, September 3rd. Well, based on my research, these two Virgos will find themselves at their best with matters of love and are worse at matters of work. So they're like opposite for her, which means the confines of marriage would probably not work here with August, but would work with Will, whereas love would work for Alsina, but would not work for Will. So it's this duality that she's dealing with. So at its core, this situationship between Jada and August will likely be of a very private manner and closed off to any outside forces. The base of this relationship is tied to the realm of feelings, where these two find the most problems in life, which would make this match quite beneficial as they create a space for each other where they can express freely, which is a main attribute of the idea of love, which is why I am sure they had something going on, if not still. But you know what they say of love being blind and stupid. You do anything for love. But anyway, in this scenario, August will most likely encourage Jada to be more laid back, thus making her more procrastinating. They have an understanding of one another, which draws them together. But unfortunately, there are no real sparks here pertaining to matters of love. They have a love for each other in the art of understanding each other, but will find it difficult in matters of intimacy. So it's like, oh, Jada, he don't want to fill up on your cat, and his anaconda don't, basically. So here I think they had something each other needed. They got what they needed and got the F out of Dodge, but not before August confessed, throwing his nature to be private out of the window and telling the world what truly happened. But with that, of course, we need to look to the relationship between August and Will, if there is one. So this relationship would be best at work, which is a perfect start, check. They share great analytical energy, which is another check. Together, they can be great at testing hypotheses, evaluating performance, and reorganizing existing structures. Check, check, check. They even work well when coming up with their own plans. In fact, if that was the case, could that be why Jada possibly ended it, allegedly? Did Will and August present a plan to Jada that was not to her liking, not up to her standards, not what she wanted? Who knows? But it makes you think. But what I think happened is that little old petite Jada finally realized that her almost 50-year-old body probably couldn't handle what Mr. Alsina had in his pants. According to some sources out there, some groupie or whatever, I don't know what her name is, she really doesn't have anything to do with the mix of this whole situation. She came out through social media saying that she had some little situation with Alsina and that he damaged her cervix or something like that. And she's actually like contemplating a lawsuit, which sounds totally ridiculous. But maybe that's why Jada was just like, you know what? Let me stay with Will because you got too much, and and you young on top of that, so he probably was damaging that old puss, but whatever. Anyway, that's how I see it. But this is how the scenario breaks down. Jada discovers August. Jada invites August to show. August researches Jada and agrees to go to show. Jada does interview. Show ends. They go and grab coffee and exchange numbers. Jada keeps contact and tells Big Daddy Will that she likes this new boy. He says, okay, I think I like this new person too. Jada tells August. Will said that we can go on a date. They date, they connect, they probably have sex, and then realize that they want to continue on this spiritual journey that they may have created. He goes and asks Daddy Will if it's okay to date Jada. Will says, sure bruh, thanks for asking. He's happy, goes and tells Jada the news. Jada says cool. Jada avoids the questions of infidelity in the media by saying me and Will are together and are life partners forever. August sitting there tired of being in the middle once more. Jada's like, nah, I'm good. I told you I'm in a situation. She ends it with August. August tells the world she pursued him, and Will gave the green light. That's probably because he felt a little scorn. He's just like, no, I'm not going to be ignored. So he went out and wanted to blow up all day shit in the public. Present day, Will and Jada deny it to the high heavens, and everyone lives happily ever after. Anyway, that's how I see it. But oh yeah, Jada started it all. I don't care what anybody else has to say. But if you disagree, well, just let us know in the comments below. If you got a different opinion, as I always say, be sure to leave a comment, as all opinions are accepted. And with that, yes, we are brought to the end of this two-parter video, and I hope you all liked it. But suggestions are always welcome, as we love and work to break things down even more through the world of astrology. And to continue to do that, we need to get our subscribership up. So if this content interests you and you are looking for something more specific to you and your day or the world at large as it relates to astrology, well, be sure to subscribe. I mean, you're already here, so go ahead and click subscribe. I mean, it literally takes like 2 seconds, literally. Also, be sure to add a like, share with others if you care, and make sure to click that notification bell so you will always be notified when we release a new video. And be on the lookout for more content pertaining to the world of astrology and how it relates to our world. And don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Instagram. And yes, don't forget, we have a product line with some great merch, and we're constantly working on new stuff that can be gifted to yourself or to those you love. So be on the lookout for that as well. We will be sure to add a link to our shop below so that you can check it out at your leisure. But thanks for watching, and remember, the stars are always watching.